Welcome back to Duck Solar Gaming and Haut-Beyleron. That's right, we are back here in France and continuing on with our farming empire. Right, so let's get into it. So we just grabbed all of our salad and fruit salad from our factory, and we're just going to take this back down into the warehouse. Now I was considering going off and selling it. In fact, let's have a quick look. I might just see what the price of it's going to get us at the moment. I know it's probably not the best time to sell it. That was a month or so ago. But we'll have a quick look. Price fluctuation. Where are we first? We're in June. So let's have a whoops, wrong button. June. So yeah, it's not as high as it could be. But you know what? I think the price is still relatively high enough. So I think we will. I think we'll sell it. We'll get ourselves a little bit extra cash. So we'll go off and sell this. Anyway, so what we want to talk about today as well is looking at investing a bit more into the farm. Now, one of the things I'm looking at doing is I'm looking at replacing the mower decks and getting the mowing beast, one of the favoured tools of Lord of the Grass. Now, if you're not sure who Lord of the Grass is, that's me, by the way. Anyway. We'll get into that later. Yeah, so I'm looking at getting the GX550D, which is a combination of a big M550 front end with like a chrome trailer on the back end, and basically it picks up all the grass and then puts it directly in the back of the trailer. So it's a very good unit, particularly for doing all the adjacent areas of the field. It is good for fields as well. However, the problem with it is obviously you can't bale with it because it puts it all into what's name. So one of the things I've got to either do is I either got to consider keeping my mower decks for use when I want to bale and create silage bales, or I put a silage fermenter in. Now, I think keeping the bales is not necessarily a bad thing for the moment. So I think what we might do is might keep the bales. And so we'll keep the mower decks, and we'll just use the 550 to mow the grass around the adjacent sides of the fields, and then we'll use that to create our hay. So that'll be basically what that does. All the grass that goes in for that will be used to create hay, until such time as we decide that we need to make it a lot easier to deal with that for by putting in a silage fermenter, which we may well do at some point in time. But it's certainly not at the moment. Anyway, that's what we're going to look at doing. So I'll keep the mower decks. I'll buy a 550 GX, and that'll get us going. So then what we can do is we can start getting into our grass and get that cut, and we can make sure we've got more than enough hay to supplement the cows and the sheep, and then we'll just have to concentrate on making sure we've got silage. And I think probably for this map, if I'm not going to go full on production, I'm not going to go full on animals. Well, I am sort of going to go full on animals to a point. I'm going to need the silage, so I'm thinking that a silage fermenter is probably the most likely thing I'm going to do. Anyway, all right, so we'll do that. But what I've got to do too is I've got to get in the greenhouses. I've got to get empty out the cocoa. So the greenhouses at the moment are on distribute. So the greenhouses automatically send the lettuce, the tomato, the cucumber, the onion, and the strawberries to the factory, and that's what produces our salad and fruit salad. The only thing that doesn't get distributed is the cocoa beans. Now the cocoa beans are down here, and we need that in the dairy when we get a dairy for producing things like chocolate. But as you can see, we're pretty much chock-a-block down here with cocoa. This is all cocoa beans. So what we're going to do is we're going to load all that up now, and get rid of it all. So both of them to auto load. We'll just go along through here. We'll collect all the cocoa, and we'll just put it directly into storage. Right. Now it's time to take a breath. Hope everyone is doing well. We are doing quite well here. It's good to be back in the throes of recording and farming sim and everything else. So I'm really happy to be back. It's I have actually missed it to a point. Although Still flat out at work. I'm still a little bit crook. Family's pretty much better now. Most of them are better, but adding the extra workload is not something I'm necessarily looking forward to. But like I said, if my plan is basically I'll do a block of videos, and then that gives me time to make sure that I've got time in real life to deal with what I've got to deal with, whether it be work or whatever else. So, for instance, in next month I'm away for 2 different trips of 3 or 4 days each. So it just means I'm going to have to sort of make sure I've got videos loaded up, because certainly when I come back from work trips of a weekend, I'm not necessarily in the mood to go straight into doing recording and stuff like that. So anyway, we'll see how things go. All right, so we're just going to offload the cocoa here. Now, while we're doing that, let's go and have a look at the shop. I'm going to have a look firstly into... Oh, we made $185,000, by the way, from the salad, if you didn't catch that. Having a look at what's on the used car sales. Oh, that's handy. 120,000. That's not too bad. That's the bigger version of the truck too. That's not too bad at all. I'm not so sure about getting in that color. I think there's a problem with the textures and the color. I think that's yeah, I don't think it's meant to be in metallic. Anyway, I think the mod might have a problem. Yeah, anyway, I'm not going to worry about that for now. All right, what else we got? We've got nothing else there we really need or want. Which is fine. All right, let's go over and have a look. So I'm going to go up here, have a look at the mowers. Mowers are here. So this is the big... I haven't got it enabled. All right, so can't do that at the moment. All right, we'll be right back. I'll get it enabled and we'll be right back. So bear with me. Okay, let's try that again. Right, so here it is. So the ZX550 GD, there's 2 versions. There's one with the Tracs at the rear and there's one with the 3 wheels. Now this is done by Smurf Modding. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this one here. We're going to take this one. I'm going to leave it at that. I am going to have a cover. I like having the cover, and I'm going to go the single extension, which is 160,000 litres. Now I know that's probably a bit much. Well, actually no. Yeah, I'm gonna do the extension, and I'm gonna leave it at the 850 horsepower version. So we're gonna buy that. So what's that? That's gonna be $119,000. There we go. Done. All right. Now in here, I just want to see if resetting the game. No. So the mod. I think the mod's got a problem. Anyway, that's fine. So we've got that sorted. Now the other thing I was going to look at doing was doing some grass bales at some point as well, but we're not going to worry about that now. We've got the GX, so let's just get out of there now. Now what I want to do as well, I just want to have a look at moving these into the warehouse first. We'll get these done. Need to check our animals as well. I haven't checked the animals for a couple of days, so I need to make sure that our animals are well fed. Cows are okay. We did empty off, I think, the manure off camera from the cows, and we filled up some of the orchards with manure. Right, so we'll leave you in here like that. Right, let's go and have a look and see what else is going on. That's good. That's fine. Right, let's have a look here. So our cows are 100%, which is fine. We're going to run around. We'll run around to the sheep and have a look and see how they're going. And then we'll go and collect our mower and we'll mow some grass. Here's our sheep. Sheep are doing okay. They're at basically 95% feed or 90% feed. Our spinnery, yeah, still got plenty of wool. So we're all good there. Right. So I think now what we'll do is we'll go and find our new... Oh, hang on, what's he doing there? That's not good. Don't know why that was set to there. Maybe I've had a bit of a bug in the game save. We'll just put him down here. Right. There you go. So there it is. That's a big Krone GX550 GD if you haven't seen it before. So let's grab that and we'll go and get some grass. I'm on top of the milling machine. All right. There we go. All right. So this is it. And it's a big beast of a machine. And we love it. It's one of the tools we have loved playing with over the years of farming sim. Along with just the standard big M's, the 550, the 450 as well is not too bad. I do like the 550 better. And even the old class Cougar, which we haven't seen for ages, which I'd love to see again. But anyway, all right. What we're going to do is we're going to activate this, lower the decks, and you'll see just how quick and effective this is. So basically, that's it. We just run around and mow the grass. And nice and simple. So we'll just get some grass mowed around these couple of fields up here for now, and then that will make sure we've got enough grass. Like I said, converting that into hay for the cows and for the sheep. It also tidies up the adjacent areas to our fields as well. Yeah, I do like these machines. I think these are great. All right, so we'll go around. We'll grab all this grass. There's a lot of grass from around the fields we can grab. So I don't think, and this is part of the reason why we converted our grass field we had, or grass fields we had two of them at one point, didn't we? Into just normal arable crops, because the amount of grass we can pick up from adjacent to the fields is enough to sustain us pretty much. And if we can be at that point, the more fields we have, the more grass we have adjacent to the field, obviously. Then we can become a little bit self-sufficient, and then we're maximising our money from our actual fields, because if we have grass in the fields, then yes, we're not really spending too much money on it other than seed initially. But the time and effort it takes to do the fields, we're losing the possibility of making money from a crop. So like we can't put something like sunflowers on there, which then can go and make a byproduct of oil, and we make a fair bit of money from it. So by doing it this way, we're maximising all the acreage of our fields into profit, and the byproducts is what it actually is going to use to support the animals. So byproducts, I mean by the fact that we're using grass from the side of the field, which we're not using for anything else, and we're using straw, which is a byproduct of harvesting our grains, our wheat and stuff like that. So really it becomes the fact that we're dealing with animals at virtually no cost. Like there's very little cost other than the actual fuel. Like for instance, if you're using this unit at the moment, there is no other cost involved with getting the grass, and other than running the fermenter. But I mean, obviously we're not paying electricity for that per se. So again, that's not costing us anything technically either. So it's excellent in the fact that we can minimise our outgoings and also maximise our income by the fact that we're actually utilising our fields for actual arable crops we can utilise, like I said before. So yeah, obviously it hasn't got the flexibility of some of the mower decks, and it will find trouble with not so level ground, but all in all it does a pretty damn good job. I mean, it makes it so much simpler too, because I mean we don't have to worry about picking up bales behind later on. We don't have to worry about tethering and picking up or anything else like that. So this effectively, well, being an all-in-one unit is very convenient and extremely helpful in that regard. And like I say, it's not going to pick everything up, but I mean, for the little bit of time we spend doing it, it does help us out a fair bit. Alright, so what we also have to look at doing is we have to look at make sure our fields are all ready to go. I think we've got one field that we can turn over at the moment. Need to check on that. That was in fact no, I think it's seeded now. So what we may need to do is look at maybe fertilising a couple of the fields, possibly. We haven't fertilised for a little while, so we may need to look at doing some of that. So that's something we'll look at shortly. And other than that, we just need to continue on with what we've got. Hopefully we won't be too far away. We'll be a little while away, but we'll be getting into our cotton, so cotton harvesting, which will be good to get into. So we've got our nice big case cotton harvester ready and waiting, ready to go. And there's our cotton bale trailer. So we've got all the accoutrements ready to go. So yeah, looking forward to that. Just take this all the way through here. Back over here. Yeah. So I mean, look, we can just randomly drive around and collect all the grass we possibly need, and then we're good to go. So I'm not going to bore you with a whole episode of doing this with the grass. I'll do a bit of this off camera as well. I don't think many of you want to just see us running around mowing. Now, I'm quite happy to run around mowing for whole episodes. Hence my self-given title, Lord of the Grass. I mean, when I first started doing farming sim, I was part of doing some grass challenges, which was involving most number of bales on a field on a set of one set of trailers and moving it. Now there's a few people who are involved with that. I can't remember who exactly it was now. But I was in competition with a couple of them, and we blew them away with our old, what was it? Our Unimog or whatever it was we had, and what was the farm? It was Pine House or something, I think it was. But anyway, yeah. So we did all that, and so we were at a point where all we were doing was grass work, and one of the things I do enjoy doing the grass work. I've said this 1,000 times before, I'd love to have turf farming as part of farming sim. So you can actually create a manicured field of grass, and you tender it and you look after it and all that sort of stuff, and then you come in with a turf mower, which basically extracts the first couple of inches of soil with the turf, and you sell that off. I think that'd be another fantastic variation for farm sim. But yeah, so I don't mind doing my grass work at all. So I do find it quite relaxing, even in game, just doing the grass work. So that's what I don't mind doing it at all. I do like using the machines, like the Big M and this thing, the 550 GD and all that sort of stuff. I'd really like someone to redo the Class Cougar and bring that in. So the Class Cougar, so where you've got the Chrome Big M 550 and 450, which has got a 3-deck mowing system, the Class Cougar was a 5-deck mowing system, and it was a very unique machine. We did have it in FS17, FS17 or 19? No, I'm pretty sure it was 17. I think it was a combination of GTX and Johnny V. Took one from FS15 and got it to work, because a couple of people tried putting it out. It didn't work properly. Anyway, they fixed it up. GTX more likely than he did a lot of the thing in the script. And we were using that. And I remember using that on Sosnovka Night, Johnny V's map, his remake of Sosnovka. And that was a great beast of a machine. I loved it. I mean, the textures weren't great and all that sort of stuff, but the machine itself was great. So anyway, unfortunately we don't have it now, so there's no point reminiscing too much on it, because it's not probably going to happen realistically. Right, we'll come back through here, make a mess of this area here, and I'm just going to keep on mowing through here. I'm basically just going to mow until I've got this full, and then we'll go dump it off. I didn't say I was going to do a neat job of mowing, by the way, just for the record. Anyway, I reckon I can probably get to about here before I get trees cutting me off. So I'll go back down here. Yeah, 100,000 litres of grass already. Not too foul. Now, if you're after this as a mod, it's available on Papa Smurf's website. I haven't got it here, but I'm sure you can look it up. Do a search for Papa Smurf and the Krone GX550D or something similar to that, and I'm sure you'll get it without too much of an issue. Alright. Back through here. I'll try this a little bit down through here. Looks much tidier now. Oh, well, just run over the top of the car, it's okay. Didn't see a thing. But as you can see, it does make short work of the mowing. It is good for, like I said, using it on the fields as well. One thing I have noticed though, but I think it's everything in FS22. If you have it on either just a hired hand or on a course play course, it does tend to want to skip every now and again some rows when you're mowing. But I think that's an inherent problem with the game itself. Gee, surprise, surprise. Not so much with the mowers, because I have noticed I've had the same problem with the 450. I've also had the same problem with using different mower decks on tractors. So just be aware of that, but basically it just means that you'll have to manually do one or two rows once you've finished your course, just to tidy it up, but just as long as you're aware of that. But it is nice and manoeuvrable. For a big clunky piece of machinery, it's very, very manoeuvrable, which makes it nice and easy to use. And like I said, it's something a bit different. That's why I think I like it, because it is very different to what you will normally see. We don't mind using it. So this little road through here. And we're done for here. Alright, I think what we might do is we might just leave it there. We've almost got a full load, so I think we'll just leave it there. We'll go drop this into the fermenter, and we'll be good. Now you can't pile up the mower decks on this though, unless it's empty. Unless they've changed it. No, it's probably not allowed while the tool is. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame. I'd like to be able to fold it up so as when we're travelling to and from fields, we're not so wide in that regard. But anyway, so there we go. All right, 100,000, and it does unload very, very quickly. In fact, that's very, very quick. Okay. Anyway. Right, let's have a look and see what we've got in here in the way of grass fermenting into hay. Okay, so we've got another 123,000. So as you can see, we're starting to get a little bit low on our hay. So I'm going to continue on with doing some more mowing. I'll get that sorted. But like I said, we'll do that off camera. I'll do the rest of the fields after this episode, most likely, and just get all that sorted. All right, so let's just put him in here out of the way. All right, so we've done that. Let's have a look and see how our animals are. While we did mention those before, so we didn't check on those. So the chickens, yep, they've got enough food for the moment. The sheep have got enough food for the moment, and I think the cows should be fine as well. We do have some slurry we need to probably remove. Now, I haven't put the expansion on this for the slurry because I just haven't got the room for it, just because of the placement of what I've done. So I'm probably not going to put the expansion on there. I'm probably going to have a slurry tank somewhere else, and we'll do that more. I don't know. I'm not really going to use the slurry, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so that's all good there. Let's have a look and see what we're going with, how we're going with our fields. Right, so these are all our fields now. So 30, 36, and then these fields over here. I'll put grass on. So these fields here are getting close to being ready for harvest. These ones over here are still growing as well. Have a look and see. Yeah, so our barley, if we had barley, it would be ready for harvest soon. Wheat, canola, and oats will be ready to go soon, as to potatoes and sorghum. And then in October, we'll be looking at doing any other product there. So let's have a look. What have we got? We've got wheat. Right, so that's all wheat there, which there we go. We've got sunflowers on 36, and we've got cotton on 30. Right, so I just want to see when the cotton is going to be ready. Cotton's going to be ready in October. So we've got a couple of months yet, but we've got a few days until we get to July to the wheat. So what we'll probably do, we'll probably just do some stuff off camera and just keep things going. And we'll come back in July when we're about due to start harvesting. So that's probably the next episode, because we've about reached the end of this episode now. So I think that's where we'll probably leave it. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you enjoyed us using our nice big 550 GD. Like I said, it is a great tool. I do like using it, and you'll see a little bit more of it as well. But yeah, it's something a little bit different to use. Yeah, so if you like the episode, press that like button. If you didn't press that dislike button, it's okay, or thumbs up, thumbs down. Either way, it doesn't matter, but it helps us with the algorithm, that dreaded algorithm. Don't forget that if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, make sure you press that alarm notification icon as well, so you can be made aware when more videos like this are available on the channel. Don't forget, join us on Twitter, Discord, and Facebook. Details are all down below in the description. And of course, most importantly, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and we'll see you again very, very soon back here at Duxwiller Gaming and Haut-Beyleron. See you later. Bye.